Hello, welcome to Reviews, Riffs, and Reactions. My name is Nick.
I'm Brandon.
And today we're reacting to Crawling King Chaos by Cradle of Filth.
Oh, Cradle of Filth. Actually, I don't remember the last time I heard a Cradle of Filth song was.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about new Cradle of Filth songs, I can't remember the last time I heard a new one, but
Yeah.
it's been somewhat recent since the last time I listened to Cradle of Filth.
Yeah.
So that was probably like Midian or Damnation in a Day.
Yeah, occasionally I go on like these throwback kicks and I'll like watch old Limp Bizkit videos and shit, and then I'm like going down the rabbit hole, and of course Her Ghost in the Fog and Cradle to Enslave and those videos pop up and I can't not watch those videos. Is it unedited or is it edited? Oh, look at that editing. Somebody made a Microsoft Paint underwear, put it on the girl.
What?
Yeah, they're really edited.
I've never seen that edit.
Yeah, there's crazy edited versions out there. They make me laugh.
This is a band that goes way back for both of us.
Oh yeah.
This is like high school, like downloading, like before LimeWire, like downloading music videos on like Kazaa or Morpheus.
Yeah.
Back then you had to like wait all night to download a video. There was no YouTube or anything like that. So you'd start a download of like From the Cradle to Enslave or something, and then finally the next day you'd be like, oh, I get to see it finally, and it would be like not the music video you wanted. You download something, you'd be like, oh, I got porn instead of Cradle of Filth.
Damn it, it's just boobies.
It's just porn.
I want to watch grotesque slaughtering. Because yeah, the Cradle to Enslave video was like infamous, and I remember trying to find the real version, and they were like, yeah, you'll tell because it's like a crucifix and it comes spinning in, and I'm like, okay. And then yeah, you'd get like a preview on some of those old torrent sites, and yeah, you'd occasionally you'd see weird episodes of Rugrats and shit, and you're like, what the hell, just give me the damn video. Then finally you get the video, but of course it was in like 6p. And I'm just like, what the hell, did somebody record this in a movie theater with their phone while there was a hurricane? Like, then
you
finally
recorded it with a phone.
Yeah, no, well, a phone at the time. You know, the Nokias that didn't have cameras. So anyway, like finally, when I finally got the video, I remember me and my buddy we had been up all night, and the sun was fucking coming up, and finally we hit it, and we're just like, finally it's here. God, this is stupid, and I don't. Was that boobs? Did that dude just get his head chopped off? Is that blood all over the wall? Like, it was so great. And I remember by the end of the video, we're just like, what? Like, she rips his heart out, makes him eat his own heart. Like, it was so great. And then we just wanted every video to be that. Then every other video was just guys standing in a room playing the guitar. I was like, this is stupid.
So basically, what we're saying here is, disclaimer, this video might not be for children, but we don't know.
Who knows?
So if you are a children,
go to
possibly
bed.
look away.
Go to bed or go to school.
Go get your mom. Tell your mom to cover your eyes, or get grounded from the computer or something.
Or ground yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever comes first.
Go outside, punch someone, get grounded, don't watch this.
Yeah.
Unless it's not for children. Then watch it.
Well, anyway, so their music has been really weird over the last couple of decades. Like I here and there I'll see a video or I'll hear a single, and of course I'm like, Sometimes I'll be like, well, that sounds really cool. That was a really cool intro. I don't know. Again, I don't want to go on and on in stories about this, but I mean, Danny Filth he's one of those legendary characters in the metal game. The first time I ever heard it, I was just like, listen to these vocalists. You'll never believe, one dude does a crazy low, and then there's, I guess it's a screechy woman. Anyway, then when we finally watched the video, I was all, it's one guy? Well, how's those noises coming out of that guy? Like, again, just immediately start thinking that there's weird seances, and this is why lambs are sacrificed in the night. So
one guy can be super screechy.
Yeah, so you can have vocals like that in the game.
So I never thought that. I didn't know if it was one or two guys until I finally saw it and was like, oh, well, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't like Cradle of Filth the first time I heard them. I heard it and I was like, wow, this is the worst thing I've ever heard. That is the most annoying screech of my entire life. And like all of my friends at the time, because we were about to go see him, they were on Ozfest 2003, and we were about to go see him live, and all my friends were like, no, seriously, this is the best thing I've ever heard. You have to keep listening to it. You have to like it because the rest of us like it. And I was like, no, I hate it. It's awful. That screech is awful. And then I saw them. And as I was standing there, because we're out here in the desert, as I'm standing there and there's dust flying through the air from the pit, and they're making fun of Chevelle, who was playing on the main stage, and there's women on stage with sparks flying off of them, I was just like, I get it now. This is one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
You just look down and you're just wearing one of their shirts. Or
Yeah,
like, holy crap.
Where'd this shirt come from?
I guess I'm one of them now.
And then, like a few years later, Nymphetamine came out, and it all kind of like crumbled apart. Like, I knew people that were just like, "Oh, this is the greatest Cradle of Filth album I've ever heard," and I was just like, "No,
Yeah.
this is so far from Midian."
Yeah.
that
things started getting
I wanted to jump out of a train.
Yeah, well, it was weird because like when death metal or even like extreme heavy bands, like they start trying to make their music more mainstream, and I guess like I don't know, it was like more mainstream for a culture that was gothic. Like I don't know, it just didn't.
It was definitely a hot topic culture at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody was wearing trip pants, and everybody thought that they were goth.
But you had the bleeding mascara and shit. I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. I mean, this you're looking at. I was like this when I was 7. So I don't know. But again, I really like Cradle of Filth's music. I really like their music writing from the Cradle to Enslave era, like when they had, I guess it was like Martin on keyboard. They had that like foundation of the guitarist and the bassist they had for a while. I remember one of the guitarists had left, and Fight Me. Damnation in the Day is one of my favorite albums ever. Like, ever. Oh god, that album's so good. I love everything about the energy, and I understand that's the one album that doesn't sound like it was recorded in a hallway of an old school with a shitty tape recorder. That's probably why I like it. It's really smooth and everything sounds really good. The drums were amazing in that album, and the sound was just really good. So that's always what I'm looking for when I'm listening to Cradle of Filth, is like, can I hear the drums? Are they going crazy? Are the riffs really good? Is Danny Filth... Like, sometimes he's been pretty blown out. Like, I've seen him live and I'm like, whoa, they need to quit recording music. But then like a year later he'll come back and I'll be like, oh, there's Danny Filth again. What, did he need a break? Did he lay off the Twinkies? Like, I don't know. Like, he goes into phases. Which, what is it, Neil Young? Vince Young.
Vince Neil.
Vince Neil. Okay, so yeah, Vince Neil's just like this giant fat greasy dude that keeps making an ass out of himself. And I just keep seeing Danny Filth going down that path because what he has created when he was young, I mean, how do you keep that going?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it might happen to him, but in the meantime, he'll surprise me.
Well, we've seen it. They've done songs where there's just no high screeches.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're just like, oh, well, I guess he just can't do it anymore. And then, yeah, like 2 years later, you'll see another song come out, and he'll be screeching all over the place.
Yeah,
you'll be like, oh, weird. I guess it was just a artistic direction, maybe?
Maybe he blew a valve and it sealed.
Yeah, but sometimes you see those live videos from like 2012 or whatever, and like he tries to do the screeching on some of the songs, and it sounds like he can't, like he's just lost that ability. Yeah. And then you see another video from like more recent video, and it sounds fine. Yeah. So I have no. I mean, maybe it's the moon. Maybe he's not on the right moon.
The moon. She hangs. Anyway, let's see what happens. Again, I'm very curious as to what I'm about to hear. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious.
Nothing's done to him.
Okay, it sounds very Cradle of Filth-ish.
Sounds very Cradle of Filth-y.
Yeah, it sounds filthy. Cradle of Filthy, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, again, the riffs sound really good. The drums came through, and yeah, Danny's doing his thing. The screech just, I mean, he had one of the long ones, which was really good.
It's obviously not as powerful as it used to be, but we didn't really expect it to be super powerful.
Yeah, instead of summoning a vortex to the void, it was just a vortex to Hades. Not too bad. Just a small. Anyway, yeah. Again, they've got that gothic sound with like the like the orchestra and the and then there for a second I saw the woman and I was like, was that Sarah? Is that like old school? But then no, it wasn't her. I was like, holy crap, they're bringing back the old school characters. But no, anyway, I don't know. Sounds good. Yeah. I think it's definitely up there. And
yeah, so far this is definitely one of the better modern Cradle of Filth songs.
Because usually, immediately I'm like, no, like I don't know what they're doing. It's too slow. There's no energy, and it's just not. It just doesn't sound very good. But yeah, this is making me feel that black metal, the one I love so dearly. That fine wine that Nick spit out when he first tried it. Why would you guys drink this shit?
Spit on this candle.
That's how you put the candle out. You just spit blood on it. Honey, can you
Can you put the candles out before we go upstairs?
This is church now. A seismic paradigm shift to chaos. Above it, reach don't compass. Above it, seize the goddess. Above it, reach don't compass. Above it, seize the goddess. Above it, reach don't compass. Above it, lead a vomit propaganda. Now beast is fighting. I can't survive the goal of everything I'm celebrating. 2 days of preventing more. The beast is fighting. Unlived by soul. Still time brings back humanity into that looming overschool. Scattered with Lindsay's feet is done. In need of crossing bubbles, terminus place and tenders while the feet of outside of the earth.
Okay, I'm liking the sound a lot. Actually, again, it's nice because obviously we do so many reactions, and obviously when the music's progressing and there's like the different changes, like I'm so used in this day and age, especially I'm so used to like a dun 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 dun. Dun-dun-dun, like something always slammy, something always core, but I always forget that like the best thing about black metal is that the especially guitar, because I love playing to Dimmu Borgir and Cradle of Filth, is there a lot of people who might not technically know, it's like their guitars are definitely full of like triplets and crazy. It's like really difficult, and that sound always pokes through, and I was just like, oh yeah, guitars that sound like that, I haven't heard that in a long time, because it's all this genty, like low boom 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 boom, like, and but again I just I'm like, oh yeah, holy shit, like it sounds really good.
Yeah, sometimes you can be fast and play simple riffs, and you don't
yeah,
have to go, woo, woo.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So I was like, oh yeah, woo, woo. Ooh, again, I miss the sound. It's been a while, Cradle.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I feel like there's like a little, like there might be like a something missing. I don't know what it is. There's like a I don't know, like a zest that might be just slightly not quite turned up to 10. But overall, I mean, it's good so far.
Yeah. I like how it's changed so far. It always goes to like the kind of creepy, slower part, then it goes back into the fast. Again, there's no telling what else could happen. Still have like almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of but it's been changing a lot. I always like it when it you get a different feel and they go in and out of like kind of like the softer stuff back to the heavy like.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of dynamic to it. There's a lot of changes.
It's that roller coaster we're always talking about and missing because a lot of bands are just like, here's 5 minutes of the same shit. And I'm just like. Anyway, so yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
I like it. Our prophets eat the crawfish. I love it. It makes nothing but sense to me. No, again, it's really cool that the video is like staying true to that old Cradle of Filth like formula where there's like all the creepy visuals. There's a few like pretty girls that pop up. There's always like a crucifix and like weird things in the background. I noticed there was like this really lengthy skeleton like in the background. There's always kind of like that weird like, whoa, what am I looking at? Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah,
like
Cradle loves to throw in that like freak show stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Like again, whenever I was watching like the videos, I really don't care for. Again, it's usually like the slower song where there's like a girl on a swing.
That's nymphetic.
They're singing and they're then like Danny's the one that's like out of place. He's the one that's got like the creepy face. And he's like like growling at the camera, and I'm just like, this just feels weird. But this is his element. he looks like a demon in some sort of a horror movie, and again, it's just this is what's really cool to me. This is what I like to see.
Yeah. No, everything you said is like spot on. Like the visuals, like one of the things that Cradle has always been best at with their videos and like their live performances has always been the visuals.
Yeah.
That's one of the best parts about enjoying this band is watching their videos just so you can see all the crazy stuff, because like you never got that anywhere. Like old death metal videos and stuff, like it's usually just like dudes standing in a cold barn and then like somebody gets an axe to the face. But like these Cradle of Filth videos are always like very like theatrical, and there's always like just tons of crazy stuff to see, and like you can watch the video over and over and still be like, oh, there's a detail I missed, like there's some weird ghoul in the background there and I didn't see him the first 3 times I watched the video. And it always makes these very interesting, and it makes it worth going back and watching him again instead of just putting the song on just to listen to.
True.
So we're just about done here. Let's finish this up.
Let's finish this up. Nice.
Okay. So I think I know the element that's missing when I listen to this song. Like I had to think about it for a little while after I said that, like to like really try and like pinpoint what's missing from this for me.
First I said it, and then I started thinking about why I said it.
Not quite. Like, I knew why I said
Yeah.
it, but I had to think
Yeah.
about what it was.
Yeah, I was curious.
And I think the missing element is actually me. And by that I mean, like, hearing those old Cradle songs, like, I was young. Like, when I say, like, we were getting ready to go see this band for Ozfest 2003, like, I was, like, maybe, like, 14 at the time when I discovered this band. And also, you know, keep in mind, like, 2003, like, this isn't that far off from, like, the satanic panic that happened in the 80s and the 90s, where, like, people were, like, legitimately, like, scared of things that they thought were satanic. And so I think what it actually is there's, like, a fear element. Like, I was like a young teenager, and seeing this stuff, like, was actually, like, scary to me. And that was part of what drew me to it, was like, I'm scared of it and I don't understand it and I need more of it.
Yeah.
But now, like, I watch it and it doesn't have that element anymore. Like, I'm not scared of it. I know that it's just a middle-aged British dude with makeup on.
And they've got a skeleton painted up in the background.
Yeah. And I think because I'm missing that, like, little bit of, like, fear factor, it doesn't appeal to me as much as it used to.
And that I guess that comes with, like, the taboo of it. You're listening to something you shouldn't be, and most of our parents were just like, stay away from that devil music.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring freaking Baphomet to the house.
Bring Bette Midler in the house.
You know, wake up with Bette Midler standing over your bed. I don't want that. Anyway, so yeah, like, again, the desensitization, especially since we're into metal, we've seen some stuff. I mean, we get real hyped up and we get giggly when there's a Cannibal Corpse video where somebody's getting hammered in the face.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, back in the day, like I was talking about the infamous video where you're watching it with your buddies and you're like, whoa, did I just see that?
Yeah.
If I saw that now, I'd be like,
yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
Somebody's head got chopped off.
Like, if I saw, I don't know, Born in a Burial Gown, maybe that's a good example, because there's, like, the whole, like, marching freak show that happens in that video. I would just be like, damn, yeah, that was a cool production. Like, they definitely, like, did their work and got, like, all the right, like, freaks and everything, or whatever you want to call them. Like, that was really cool. But there would be no part where I'd be like, I'm scared. What did I just see?
Yikes.
But, you know, when you're 14, you're still, like, very impressionable, and, like, you still have your parents, like, overbearing, like, you can't listen to that, it's satanic. Like, there was a point in my life where my parents were, like, scared of what I was, like, getting into, because they thought it was legitimately satanic. And yeah, there's just none of that fear there anymore. And so, like, while it was enjoyable, while I liked it, like, that was the zest I think that was missing, cool. that like made me love it back then.
That's a pretty cool observation. Yeah, and I never would have thought of that, but yeah, definitely now that you mention it. Again, there was the Cradle of Filth was definitely one of those bands where you didn't want to tell your mom, I'm listening to Cradle of Filth.
Yeah.
You're listening to what?
Now if I said that, they'd just be like, gross, just keep it out of the house.
Yeah. Hey, whatever you do in your own time, you're a grown boy. You can cradle of whatever.
You're a fine grown boy in your mid-30s.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it is missing that old mystery, and we don't know what we're getting into, and nobody can really pinpoint it or explain it to you when you're watching it on your own and figuring it out for yourself, because you're going down the rabbit hole that was Cradle of Filth.
Yeah, and it was a big part of that was just like being in the right place at the right time. Yeah. You know, like, now things are so different. Like, anybody who sees this is just gonna be like, yeah, it's a scary metal video. And
is this Halloween?
And like, you know, by the time you're 15 or whatever, you've seen a bunch of slasher movies, or you know, you've seen tons of real life horror. Yeah. And you know, in this world, and
you turn off the worst horror movie, The News.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was like I want to say. Actually, I don't want to say it was like a magical time.
It was a magical time.
Well, no, in a way it was, because it was all new still. It was this crazy, like, fantasy land.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were going to encounter next, and I don't know. I think because of that, because I'm missing that element, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I could have. You know, I mean, as we get older, a lot of people listen to the same thing over and over, and I'm 100% guilty of that. Like I'll be like, I need something fresh to listen to, and in my mind, fresh is I haven't listened to the first Korn album in a few months.
I'm glad you said Korn. I just pictured him going, "Who's this Billie Eilish dude?"
Oh God. I don't even know about Billy or his eyelashes.
Yeah, nobody knows nothing about that. anyway, so yeah, I mean, good props to the band. Again, I like that formula. I like that sound. I like the visuals. All of it is good because, again, whenever you're speaking of Cradle of Filth past, you know, I could show somebody and they'd be like, "Oh, that's that stuff you're talking about." Yeah, that's one person doing them vocals, and yeah, there's all kinds of weird, creepy shit going on, and there's blood coming out of people's faces. Like, again, it's cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I like from them. And for me, I thought it sounded really good. I'm really interested to hear what the other songs sound like and maybe get that Cradle of Filth back.
So that was Crawling King Chaos by Cradle of Filth. If you like the song, let us know in the comments below. And if you got anything you'd like us to react to, let us know that as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be back with another video. Bye.